extraordinary night one for the 8-time U.S. champ.
Wow. Crooked right away, but pulls it back on. After day one, she was first on this event.
And everything else.
I was going to get there, Terry. She's really powerful and dynamic and brings that to this event especially. Gearing up for 3 flips right in a row. Handspring layout, layout. Boom. The judges really look for calm and clean landings, and Simone does a really good job of making her skills so quick to that finish position and moves on, so the judges don't even have time to possibly see a mistake. She had that little misstep right at the beginning, but the rest of the routine was pretty solid.
2 years away from competition after the experience in Tokyo at the Olympics, which was disappointing yet inspirational in many ways, and all the speculation on whether or not she would return, try to make it to Paris for the Olympics again. We saw her at an event a few weeks ago, night one, and now to open up night two, and just sensational stuff.
Yeah, this is, in my eyes, what really makes Simone great. Moments like this where she's off. It's clearly a mistake. Look at her heel so far off the beam. Doesn't even react to that. Just stays calm, puts her foot on the beam, and is able to not only break the connection, but finish perfectly solid and straight on the beam. Check that out.
Would that have thrown off a lot of gymnasts?
Yeah, I mean, the beam's only 4 inches wide, so for her to make those quick adjustments is what makes her phenomenal on this event. Here's the back handspring, full in. This is actually an area where she has more in the tank. They are using her difficulty sparingly, so coaches say we're hoping to see it in the meets to come.
Jonathan Owens, defensive back for the Bears, and her husband. High fives all around.
Hey, one other thing, guys, to just give you some perspective on how good Simone is on this event. Her potential score, her maximum score, should she be perfect, is a 17. If you look at the World Championships, all top 8 teams from the World Championships, there's only 2 gymnasts that had a higher potential score than a 15-7. It's
Wow.
insane.
So her parents, Ron and Nellie, watching too. They're in attendance tonight. Here we go.
Looks like she had that out of bounds on the first pass, but stays in on her second pass. I mean, most people are trying to put their tumbling passes to her feet. She's just trying to stay in bounds. That last pass is as perfect as she could do it, and she looks like she's having a lot of fun.
Mom loves it.
I love that no matter how many times her parents have watched her do amazing on the competition floor, they still get this excited.
And this nervous at times too, you can kind of tell.
But her coach, Cecile Landy, said it's not even her skills that stand out, but it's her attitude and her behavior. She truly thinks that she's happy here and having so much fun. And I can see that too. This is the triple double. 2 flips, 3 twists. Look how high she gets.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
But still working on staying in bounds. Another look. I'm wondering if they're going to give her 1/10 or 3/10 for those feet, but can't do it much better than this. Good body position. She knows exactly where she is. Clean landing and celebrates the end.
She celebrates. The whole family celebrates in the stands. Still emotionally touched by what she's watching out there on floor from Simone and her husband with the high fives too.
Hey, this sport is an emotional roller coaster.
Oh yeah, it's an individual sport too. You're supported by your family, but you're out there all by yourself. I'm telling you, like you,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, you can't pass the ball when you're feeling
Right, exactly.
down.
Trapped in the corner, you got no teammates to pass it to. It's a great point you made though too. She's just trying to stay in bounds. She knows she's going to land it.
Yeah, she doesn't even need it.
Try not to have too much power. 15-1 the number. Simone Biles on top of the leaderboard again. All right, over to vault, and here's one of those moments that everybody's got their camera out for, their phone. Simone Biles vault.
Yurchenko double pike.
Oh, hang on.
Man. So this is actually interesting because she did this exact same thing at event finals at World Championships. She lost the gold medal because Laurent Landy was standing on the podium and had to incur a deduction. She would have won if she did this exact vault without Laurent there. That's why she's doing it without the coach standing on the podium.
Just too much power on that?
Yeah, she overshot it, and a lot of people might ask, how could she still win with a fall? Well, it's so much difficulty. 8/10 more difficult than any other vault in the competition.
Just held on to those legs a little long. She's got to open up for that landing a little bit more, but not going to hurt. Not going to hurt the standings, I don't think.
Yeah, the air awareness wasn't quite there.
I'm not mad. Is that what she just mouthed? I think she did say that.
It's a good mistake in the grand scheme of mistakes. It's a safer mistake to make versus under-rotating it, which could hurt her ankles.
Mom, Dad watching. You think of that journey. Wow. What they have been through, what she has been through, the experience in Tokyo, and now back. Wondered if she would decide to go and make a run for the Olympics in Paris. And overall, I mean, looking as good as ever. Second vault. Okay.
And that's a Chung vault, same vault that Sky Blakely did, Jade Carey does.
But Sam, she makes it look so easy.
She does. She's such a quick twitched athlete that it's almost hard to count the amount of times that she rotates in the air because that's how fast it is.
Guys, that first vault she did, by the way,
Yeah.
you know, she got a 15. No one else in the competition got closer than half a point.
By the way, just to remind people, you do 2 vaults if you want to try to win the vault individual title.
Yeah, her block off the table is truly incredible. And if you're wondering what a block is, just put your arms above your head and do a shoulder shrug. That's basically what they're doing, except upside down.
I'm trying right now. I'm not succeeding, though. And Simone Biles in first by far. 5.7 points the lead going into the final rotation. Going to finish up on uneven bars.
How much is that? 5 points. I'll tell you what that is. That's entering the fourth quarter of a football game up 35 points.
Yeah.
Is what she's looking at right now. 5 points, 1 point for a fall. So in theory, she could fall 5 times.
I was going to say, it's like everybody in the competition has fallen 5 times already. Massive difference for her. So she's just got to get through this bar routine. Very little pressure on her, but always a good opportunity. Smooth release moves. She has such an efficient bar routine, really minimizing those handstands, potential deductions. 2 steps on the dismount, but man, she looks good this weekend. There's this joy I notice from her when she starts and ends her routine that I haven't seen in a long time.
Cecile talked about that, and you mentioned it. It's not just the skills. It's the enjoyment right now. The attitude.
Yeah, people ask, can she handle the pressure? It really doesn't look like she has a weight on her shoulders like we've seen from her maybe in past competitions or that past quad. So that's what I like noticing from her, and you could see that mental work she's doing outside of the gym have a really positive effect on her gymnastics. Here's that blind full into a double-double. That's an upgrade she brought back this year, increasing her start value, that D score.
Jonathan able to watch and celebrate eventually.
And you know, this event wasn't always her best, but she was in first place on bars after day 1. That's a big accomplishment for her.
She's told us that time. I sometimes dread. There's anxiety there for bars. So there is that number 14-4 on uneven bars, a little lower than opening night, but still very good for Simone Biles.
Simone, Terry just said your 9th U.S. championship title. I just want to take a moment for that. Incredible stuff. I'm sure each win has its own story. What's a summary of what this one means?
Today it's just getting out here, getting comfortable and confident in my gymnastics, and hopefully going to Olympic trials and making that next step towards Paris. So I couldn't be more proud of how I'm doing this time in the year, and just gaining that confidence over and over, getting myself back in front of a crowd and just doing what I do in practice.
Your facial expressions are priceless. How have you learned to move on to the next skill and routine after something happens?
Well, I'm kind of a veteran. It's not my first time out there. I'm a little bit older, so I know exactly how to kind of reboot and recollect myself to move on to the next event. Even if I feel like something wasn't how I wanted it to go, I know exactly how to switch my mindset and keep going. And I think it's years of therapy. Cecile and Laurent are amazing, as well as having good teammates.
You talked about confidence, but are you having fun with your gymnastics right now?
Yeah, everyone says I look like I'm having fun, so that's good, because I feel like most of the time if I'm not stressing or have anxiety, I do feel like I'm having fun. So it's good to have that and feel that again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.